They trade big blows to start Alberto.
Just imagine he went.
Called Alberto.
Yeah. Just imagine he went this route with Tensai.
Yes.
About how sexy he is.
Albert, not Alberto. Albert runs away to slay Rikishi's ass. They never test the but Rikishi goes for a headbutt, and an absolute reversal of normal wrestling rules. The Samoan's headbutt has no effect on the white guy.
That's weird.
Right. Albert headbutts him down because headbutts Rikishi down because he has a huge dome. Albert applies for a headlock for a while, but Rikishi rallies before his arm drops 3 times. He hits the Samoan drop because every Samoan has that move in their repertoire.
Yes.
Albert
I think only Samoans have that move in their repertoire too.
Yes.
I think if you're anything else but Samoan, you can't have that.
I think
like you're Tongan or Fijian.
Nope.
You can't.
Yeah, I've never seen Haku or Rambo.
No.
Albert supposed to turnbuckle earlier and backfires since he just sent into it. A super kick and banzai drop follows means he would join the Rikishi Kiss My Ace Club winner Rikishi. Not a terrible big man match. But it's one of 3 matches on court that didn't have good heat. Not many people really care for Albert at D. Albert tries to leave out Kiss My Ace, so the referee Gristle Mayfair tells him that if he doesn't get back in the ring, he'll be suspended without pay. Apparently referees have more authority than a fool. Albert gets down on his knees and instead kissing attacks Rikishi. He goes for a stink face and gets hit with a low blow. Allow Rikishi to give him the stink face. Rikishi then calls in Taz, Tony Chimel, and Michael Cole to start to dance with him, and it's awkward.
It probably gets awkward really quickly then.
Up next was a WWE Tag Team Championship, Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle versus Los Guerreros.
On which I'm going to put my money on was the match of the night.
It was one of 2 matches that night, but this was the better one of the 2. Because my 2 matches actually got the same grade, but this was the better one. Because they are who they are, Angle and Benoit go back and forth on who should start the match. Even pulling the fans. Angle starts with Chavo and clearly has a strength advantage. Benoit ends up getting tagged in by the fans without a chant, we want Angle. He has a sweet exchange with Eddie that includes a total world backbreaker. Angle ends up hitting a German on Chavo that Corral Palace for. So Eddie nails him. Benoit enters and hits him with a German before arguing with Kurt. As the girls get up, the champions who started Germans for a belt pop. It's pretty badass that attack is built from 2 guys trying to one up each other. This is our Sheamus in real life.
Yeah.
Before they finally became friends. Los Guerreros then isolating Benoit with quick tags and some solitary wrestling. Benoit gets tired of that and tries to crossface but can't get it. Gory special on Benoit. There's Eddie's Guerrero, and this move is in their DNA. Benoit nails a flapjack and an absolutely vicious powerbomb, but Chavo gets in a cheap shot to prevent the hot tag. Because he's just that awesome, Benoit ends up getting Chavo in a crossface anyway, but Eddie stops it. Angle gets the hot tag and starts suplexing everyone in sight. Benoit's jealous and he starts hitting Guerrero all over the place as well. He connects to the flying headbutt on Eddie, but the pin's broken by Chavo. Eddie gets a near fall that's stopped by Benoit with a crossface, but he's not the legal man. Eddie counters the Angle slam by shoving Angle into Benoit. They get into a shoving match on Eddie to pull Kurt in El Paso last. Lasso from El Paso. Angle's a machine though, and turns that into the ankle lock. Eddie taps as the referee. Chavo nails Kurt weakly with one of the belts and puts the ref back in the ring. Angle kicks out though. Because that was the Angle Stone wins versus team winner, so they tag champions for Kurt Angle. These 2 guys pretty much can't have a band match.
I think it's physically impossible for them to have that match.
Yeah. While they've had better counters, this is still the match of the night and a very enjoyable contest at A-. Paul Heyman is struggling to do any sort of calisthenics. And Brock Ward.
That just sounds like a funny sight.
Yeah. And Brock Ward said they better not lose the WWE title tonight. WWE Championship Handicap match main event, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman versus Edge. I will totally prefer just Brock versus Edge, but I'm intrigued by Heyman's be a part of this.
Yeah.
Edge is very well by Brock's power in the early stages, but shows how resilient he is by using his quickness. Edge is very good underdog face. I think he's underrated in that role too.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get enough credit for that. He gets some early falls with some surprise roll-ups that just end up pissing off Brock. Heyman uses his dastardly tactics to get in some cheap shots, but Edge rallies with a spin heel kick on Brock. And a spear that knocks Heyman off the apron. Brock gets a moment to breathe and starts back on his soul. Each time that it seems like it's going to turn things around, Brock proves to just rush around. That's exactly how Brock Lesnar should go. Brock being the monster heel he is, applies a bear hug on Edge that they call Brock Lock. I remember the Brock Lock being that submission where he would put your leg over his neck and wrench. I could be wrong though. Edge tries out hits a big drop in the corner before hitting a haymaker with a baseball slide. That was done because he walks right into the spine buster. Edge is fighting back again, points Brock face first before hitting Edge a mag for 2. He knocks Brock out of the ring and brings in Heyman. Top rope heel kick allows him to pin Heyman, but Brock saves his belt. Edge manages to pin him close to the full and the crowd leaves in. He leaps off the top and takes on the referee by mistake. He counters that 5-minute execution and no referee's going to count. Brock takes a 6 swing with a chair and misses, allowing Edge to hit the spear. And he gets a ridiculously close 2 count, but then it's put down for good by N5. Winner still the champion, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman. That was enjoyable. Brock dominated the majority as he should. And then Edge had a fierce run and actually had a finish thinking he might win. That's impressive. A- as well. After the match, Paul Heyman yells at Edge to spear him and he has a steel chair. Edge kicks the chair into his face and plays with the execution. Instead of finishing him with a smile. There are 2 recommended matches. The WWE Tag Team Championship match and the WWE Championship Handicap match. With that being said, I didn't feel nothing. I am going to feel the show though.
Oh, really?
Because, well, that's fine. The last 2 matches are excellent. And they are great. But for me, there's a bit too much filler on the show.
Okay.
None of the matches are bad per se, but there's too much filler. The championship, the WWE Championship tag team matches are excellent though. SmackDown might not have been ready to do his own pay-per-view yet. Just like Raw earlier in the year, to be fair. So that's just SmackDown here. The Cruiserweight title match was an all-one wash. While the first 2 matches were rather enjoyable too, Booker Matt and Mick Tag. The last 3 I mentioned aren't real recommendations, but if you have time and have some fun. But that's not enough to fully recommend the show though, because there's the Kiss My Ace match, the Random Time match with Chuck Palumbo, and Funaki and Crash. None of those matches were bad because I didn't feel them, but it's just filler. If it was just all 5 matches, it would get way higher grade. So that's not fully the recommended shows. I'm giving it an F based on the fact I don't think SmackDown was ready for the first pay-per-view. By no means is it a terrible show because it does give you 2 good things. So
Right.
Now it's time to find out. Yeah. What do we have next? Pat will go first this time.
Actually, no. Let's change it up a bit. How about you go first? Oh. Well, we'll change it up and I'll go first this time. Alright, here goes nothing. Great American Bash 2000. The descriptions is Jeff Jarrett defends the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Kevin Nash. Ric Flair faces David Flair. And Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Billy Kidman. I actually want to see a WCW pay-per-view from around this time. Just because I know it's going to be so bad that it's going to be hilarious. Not intentionally either. So this should be very interesting. Let me see if it says anything more.
Oh,
I guess we'll read the notes. WCW's annual Summer Spectacular features Jeff Jarrett defending the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Kevin Nash. Ric Flair battles his own son, David Flair. Scott Steiner faces Rick Steiner and Tank Abbott in a handicap asylum match. Sting faces Vampiro in a Human Torch match. Hollywood Hulk Hogan battles Billy Kidman, which may actually be the best match advertised. And Mike Awesome faces Diamond Dallas Page in an ambulance match, which is probably the best match they advertised. Alright, here goes nothing for Joe. Royal Rumble 2005.
The road to WrestleMania 21 begins as 32 stars compete in the 18th annual Royal Rumble match for a chance to headline the main event at WrestleMania. As Triple H defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Randy Orton, JBL, Big Show, and Karen will be in triple threat match for the WWE Championship, and more. I just watched this show about a month ago. And if it helps, I can tell you, Shawn Michaels and Edge is on this card.
Well, we should
That's an excellent match. Triple H and Orton is an excellent match. One of the rare excellent matches with the Orton. The Royal Rumble match is an excellent match. Yeah, I'm good.
And I have WCW 2000.
So that's all for now. These reviews will be next Friday.
Yep.
Labor Day weekend, whatever the hell that date is.
That should definitely be a fun interview.
Or
a fun review. Not interview, because we don't do those yet.
Yes.
It'll be a fun review.
Yes, if we can, we'll get Jeff Jarrett to also do the review alongside that.
I may, by the end of next week, start carrying a guitar, hitting people over the head with it, and calling them slap nuts. And then still not get over.
It's like joking about slap nuts from this past week. We'll leave that alone, and we'll see it in about...
Well, I don't think that lady watches our podcast.
I don't know. I don't know who watches.
She didn't seem like the type.
She didn't, but I'm not judging them. I know that is. I'll take it.
Well, it'll be one of the mysteries of the show.
Yes. Well.
What are they talking about with slap nuts?
Yes.
and last weekend, which was SummerSlam weekend in Brooklyn.
Just in case you are watching, you know who you are.
I don't think she knows. Alright, well, long story short, when we went to the bus terminal to go up to Brooklyn, there was a lady in the Philly bus terminal that for some reason just kept on slapping the back of her head for like 5 minutes in a row. Just... Yeah. I don't know. I've heard this term before, but I don't know if she was patting her weave.
And, well, the descriptions are down below.
But she just kept on doing it for like 5 minutes.
And we'll see you in a little bit.
So I was like, you know what? She slapped nuts.
Well, past patting is weak.
Yes.
And then we'll be right back on our W2K18 draft, where it will include superstars on the all the superstars on the current roster that we briefly should be drafted.
Yes.
A lot of women we disagree upon.
Jinder Mahal will not be drafted.
They were part of our free agency universe though, we sign whenever. But there are people out here that obviously not going to be in the game that we will download on their community creations and be using them as well. And then see you in a few minutes.
Yep.